And a new day begins. And a new day begins. Did you not know that? A new day begins. I don't even know. What should I smoke? I know. I will smoke some of my grapefruit because it tastes good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Miss Carolyn. Hello. How did everybody enjoy their Wednesday? Oh, was it a good Wednesday? Or a bad Wednesday? Okie dokie. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's go. Cheers. Mm. Ah. Cheers. Good. All right. So, Thursday. It was a Wednesday, never perfect, but hey. Yeah, Wednesdays are weird, man. Wednesdays are just weird, and it's just because we're taught to look at them as Wednesdays. We're taught Wednesdays are weird. Telling a human being that they're in the middle of anything is strange. We're not genetically made to function that way. We're not genetically made to function 7 days. We're just not genetically made to function that way. Anyway, it's Thursday. It's time for Thursday therapy. And something I've been thinking about lately, especially this past year, friendships. I was always a social person, somebody that liked talking to a lot of people, being friends with a lot of people. But that didn't start for me until I became a teenager. Before that, I guess you could say I had the worst social anxiety disorder. I froze around other people and wasn't sure what to say. So I was very friendly with the people I knew, Um, very friendly with you know, relatives, but not strangers or not new people. Once I got to know you, I was friendly. And I think I'll say it again. I've said it for months, I've said it for years. I think that because of all these things I can recall about myself, and if you look at all of the, the things laid out now, that I think ADD and ADHD fall on the autism spectrum. And so it changes the way I'm supposed to think about that. So, friendships. Especially this past year. I've seen people who you think were supposed to be there not. And I've seen people who you'd be surprised that they even popped up. The different this is what happens when you don't write things down. Um, just the difference in that is astonishing. There are people that I knew wouldn't be there, and there are people that I kind of thought would and weren't, and then there are people that I was just surprised when they popped their head up. Just surprised. I neither took it in a good or bad way because the surprise outweighed it by far. There were people who legitimately made me question my own sanity. Like how could you have been friends? How could you have been friends with a person like this? And then there were people that I realized I could have been nicer to. I could have been better to over my life. And it makes you think. Really makes you think. It means somewhere, someone in this universe is uh, is thinking about you and thinking how you screwed them over and you were the bad guy and they're cursing you. And it made me laugh because it never ends. It never ends. We got a couple of people. Miss Madonna, good morning. I think it's just you and Carolyn. Carolyn. Almost did it. It's crazy to think like that. It's crazy to think those things. And I start looking back, and I guess like I've always said, in somebody's story, you're the villain. Whether they're talking indirectly about you or they're talking directly about you. And that is hysterical to think about. Like, I know a really bad thing that I did to somebody. Okay. A really bad thing I did to somebody. Now this is just me clearing my air, but it in no way hurts anybody else. I'm not going to use names. Only the person who went through it will know. And this could cover a few people, but this person has a good idea. I had a good friend. He was one of my best friends. He was my best friend for a while. And I wasn't there for him. I didn't I didn't go to see him. I didn't take the time out to write him a letter. See, in my head, I was angry at him. How could you let this happen to you? You know, he was arrested and put put away for actually cannabis. That's just the bottom line, which is fucking ridiculous because it should just be expunged, like completely out of his thing. Has him listed as a felon. He's not a felon. Like that's the fucking crazy part. but I wasn't there for him. Now, he's been out for a while already. We have spoken. He's assured me he's let it go already. I told him, I said, "You from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry. There's no words to describe." But no matter what, I still feel like you never let something like that go. And he's within 100% of his right. Now, that's a mistake I really wish I could have back. That's a mistake I really wish I could have back. It's amazing what you uncover. You just keep going back. It's very difficult to do. I do it, and I do it openly because guys need to know that if somebody suggests this to you, there's a reason they're suggesting it to you. If you heard, hey, do this, make a journal entry, make a video journal entry. Sometimes it's just good to get out. But so many guys refuse to do this. Refuse to just be honest with themselves. So they look for somebody who will help them continue. That's toxic. You know how many times I've done that this past year? Now, granted, if you paid attention to everything I've said, I'm definitely more open to, you know, understanding and learning about psychology and behavior and roots of behavior than more of the normal person. I get it. Not everybody's going to want to. I don't care why I act the way I act. They just live. That's not healthy, but okay. But guys are terrified of this. That's their biggest fear. Looking in the mirror, dissecting yourself, and just being honest. And at a certain point, I just said, fuck it. Like if I believe in this and I believe that it's healthy for a person to do, everybody has problems. Everybody's fucked up. It's it's okay. So what do you do with that knowledge? Do you ignore the problem and continue the fucked upness? Or you try to put the work in and at least make an effort. And that's where I am. Well, it's past where I am. I mean, I'm past where I am now. But that's what it was for me. If I know better, why am I going to continue? I'm going to continue that cycle. So it stops with me. 43 years old. I was 42 when I said it out loud to myself. I'm just going to stop. All the shit that I already know is bullshit. And I'm going to start filtering little by little. There is no rush. I am not in a race, but I will make the effort. And it's a solid year later or more. Not only do I know I've made the effort, but I know I've made an improvement in here and in here. I've also made the improvement in my gut. I've literally lost 30 pounds, kept it off. I am losing more and more fat on a daily basis. I am eating correctly, simply. I don't overindulge. You can ask my family. There are definitely times I will sit down and just eat a whole bunch of chocolate chip cookies. It happens. I cannot fight this. This demon can sit right next to me. I believe he looks like Cookie Monster. I will just sit on the couch next to Cookie Monster and eat that big ass bowl of chocolate chip cookies. I'm not training for the Olympics. I have not played any sport in years. So I can have an indulgence, but that's very rare. Very rare. And I've learned to fight those urges. I don't need to sit down every time I get a sad thought or every time I get an urge to eat something. I've literally figured out a process where I don't need to do it. Carolyn, you're on the right track. Self-analyzing. And just do it however you feel comfortable. But never stop doing it. You can definitely ease up on the gas pedal. You could coast for a little while, but you still have to be on. This is the right track. It does require crying. It does require a little bit of pain. That keeps you going. Best thing. See, women will talk about it. They will. And this is where I think there's a complete fundamental difference. A complete fundamental difference. And this is one of the reasons why I advocate for women should be the political entourage of women, and men should be the political entourage of men. We really do things differently. We don't think the same. We are genetically not the same. We can have similar thoughts. We can agree on a million things and disagree on a million things. We are polar opposites. I always told people the story of Adam and Eve isn't real, but the story of Adam and Eve makes sense. A man and a woman, they're different. They come from the same structure, but they're different, genetically made to go together, physically and metaphorically. The minds, completely different. And the only thing that binds on a psychological level is honesty. That level of honesty to know, okay, we may think differently, we may act differently, but lay it all on the line. So, my big takeaway from all of the hurt feelings if men and women are the only two things you can break it down to, just talking about practically, not emotionally or not. Somebody wants to identify as whoever they want, God bless them, I'll be your best friend. I don't care. We're good. But just physically, we're different. Men need to face that fear. All these guys I know, big, tough guys, big, tough guys. They're terrified of facing who they are. Where did you come from? What'd you learn? Just to hold up the facade of their big, tough guys. We were never taught. We were never taught that. Our generation. I mean, late 30s to early 50s, 20-year gap. Like 35 to 55. That was kind of, my age range crowd. Just was. I was always in the middle. Had friends on both ends. We were never taught that. Stop. Take a look at yourself. Look for if you find a problem, fix it. Stop what you're doing and fix it. And it's always push, push, push. Don't stop what you're doing. Hi, Carolyn. How many times have I asked other guys to come forward and talk? Now, look at the two different levels. The interview I did with Tom Arnold. A dumb fuck like me, through the grace of God alone, managed to communicate with Tom Arnold, a superstar Hollywood celebrity. But the fact that he sat down at a table with me and we just did it virtually over a computer, and he was willing to open up and talk about horrible things that happened to him in his life. But there he is sitting as proof of success. He was able to move forward with these things in his mind and his heart. He said he spoke to his therapist about this. So many men don't even want to go. So many men don't even want to go. I ask people, come forward here. I mean, not that I'm throwing your husband under the bus, but he's more than welcome. Thank you very much. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yours, or boyfriend, fiance, whatever you want, a significant other. Yeah. Did you see it? Did you see it? I would love to um do an interview with her. I'm gonna watch it again. I watched it, but I had the kids screaming. But I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna see if maybe I'm gonna reach out to him again. I'd love to interview her. That'd be great. Or maybe talk about what wasn't included in the film, because there's things get cut from shooting. Yeah, she was big time. She was big time. It's amazing, right? Where you come from. Where he came from. This is what he lived through and dealt with, and it's interesting. And he's always been open and honest, but sarcastic as fuck. That's awesome. That's awesome. I just think that's awesome. That's why I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan. Like, he was popular when he blew up when I was about 10, 11 years old. So 80, 87, 88. like that. When he started getting popular, 89. Yeah, I was 12 years old. I was TV, you know. Thought he was cool. All right, folks. Enjoy your day. Thursday therapy. Take time out. I've only been talking for 35 minutes. Feel a little bit better. It helps. Guys need to see that it's fine. It's fine. Gotta. Have a good day. See you later.